Hello everyone, welcome back to Nick's Happy Place. Today I am super excited that I went to Hardee's to get their Homestyle loaded breakfast burrito. There it is in all of its glory. Doesn't look like much on the outside. This one here, I'm going to open it up in a second here. But what this is here, it's a loaded omelet filled with crumbled savory sausage, bacon, ham, crispy hash browns, and cheddar cheese all wrapped in a tortilla and served with Texas Pete hot sauce. So there we go. I went against my better judgment and I left the cheese on because I'm doing the review. I know when I go through McDonald's, I drive the people nuts there because McDonald's burritos are just really basic, but they're good. And anytime I go through, I always say no cheese because I don't like all that melted cheese in there. It gets all, the kind of texture gets all, it makes everything kind of sticky. So I always say no cheese, but when I do that, they have to make them fresh. So instead of having them sit there, somebody has to go through and physically make them. I know I'm a pain in the butt, but I don't like my cheese on my McDonald's burritos. That gooiness just kind of gets me when it all melts there. But I am going to open this one up. They also do have a collaboration here with Texas Pete. Got Texas Pete's hot sauce here. So I'm going to put that on. I do love on my McDonald's burritos throwing in the hot sauce on there. That's always delicious. So we'll see how it tastes on here. I'm going to try it both ways, with and without the sauce. I'm just trying to whip this open here, see if I can see anything under the hood and show you guys. Well, I guess it is kind of wrapped up in an omelet style, as there's the egg-looking thing there. You can see a little bit of this bacon on this side. So there's what you got there. Like I said, I'm going to take a bite of it, then I'll throw some sauce on, and I will see what I got here. I wanted to try, Hardee's got a few things going on there today. They do have a peach stuff. They have a peach tea, a peach lemonade, and a peach shake. And I wasn't going to get the peach lemonade to try with this, but they are out of the peach stuff, so I couldn't try it. They also have a blueberry muffin, but I wasn't feeling a blueberry muffin today, so I figured I'd just go in and try their home-style loaded breakfast burrito and see what we got. As far as cost goes on this one here normally is $6.09. I got it in a combo for $9.39 with hash browns and a drink. But $6.09. If you get just a sausage one, you can't get it with just sausage. It's $6.89. So that is that. But anyways, enough jabbering here. I'm just going to go in and take a bite, and I'll show you what we got here. One thing about Hardee's, though, Hardee's is like one of my favorite places for breakfast. Everyone always flocks to McDonald's and like Burger King and that, but Hardee's has very solid breakfast sandwiches and that. Just good stuff. You can't see much on the inside there. But it's pretty solid there. You got your hash browns on the bottom there. Got some bacon hiding over in the corner there. I'm getting all aspects of it. The bacon's really coming through. But it is nice having everything in there. I mean, you got the ham. I love their monster biscuit. I think it's a monster biscuit they call it, which has the ham, the sausage, the bacon, and then the egg and that on the biscuits. Their biscuits are always amazing. I get mine with no cheese, of course, but that's one of my favorite breakfast sandwiches ever. That, you know, for fast food. And, but you kind of got all aspects of that, except you also got hash browns in this too. So all mixed together in a burrito form. The melty cheese isn't so bad in this one. But you got so much, You got so much going on there with everything else. I think the cheese just kind of blends in there. But now I am going to go in. Plus the way the cheese is melted on there. I guess that's one thing I like. Because look, that kind of melted cheese I can live with. When it's kind of like like stringy cheese is melted. That I ain't so bad. It's when it gets all gooey, that's where I have the problem with it. Because that's where you get that, makes everything like sticky. Have a drink of my Diet Dr. Pepper there. And here is the hot sauce. We'll see if I can put this on here without making a mess. Fingers crossed. Let's see, how is this packet open now? Oh, make sure I get it right there. I guess I picked the corner. One thing about this is really liquidy. I've never had Texas Pete's hot sauce before, but that is You know, usually like the stuff at McDonald's and that's really thick in that. Or thicker, I should say, than this. But I'm going to pour some on, see what we get. Hopefully I'm not making a mistake with this. Oh, don't make a mess in my car. So I put some hot sauce in there. I am going to now move the wrapper under me so I don't drip hot sauce on me. Don't want a red stain on me all day long. But here we go. Let's try it with a little hot sauce and see what we get. Hot sauce really doesn't add a whole lot to it. I wish instead of the hot sauce they did go more with like the stuff McDonald's puts on there. I mean, straight up hot sauce. Like I said, I don't use hot. Some people love their hot sauce. Some people love their Frank's red hot sauce and that stuff. But me, I'm not much for that kind of sauce. So adding it to this doesn't do me any favors, I guess you could say. Overall, though, it's a pretty solid burrito. Like I said, I always love the breakfast sandwiches there because you got those delicious biscuits they put them on. And right now they have the heart biscuits going on, I believe probably for Mother's Day, I suppose. But those biscuits are always so good. As far as that hot sauce, like I said, I'm not much of a fan. Hot sauce kind of takes over everything. You know, that's one thing I know, just kind of like with mayo. You know, people love their mayo, but when you put mayo on something, just like in this case, the hot sauce is mainly just takes over all the flavor. And that's why I kind of keep my things dry a lot of times, because you don't want to put something on that's just going to take over the flavor. I want to try everything that's in this. I want my taste buds to go wild over the sausage and the bacon. And that's why I'm against putting sauces and that stuff on my stuff. So that's why. As far as the biscuit goes, the burrito goes, it's a pretty solid burrito. I mean, look at that. You got a little of everything there. You can kind of pick everything out there. You got the egg, you got the sausage and the bacon, all that in there. Oh, and there's the ham on that side. I was going to say, where's the ham? The ham's hiding right there. So like I said, very solid burrito. $6.09. Not too bad for all that you get. You get your multiple meats in there. The taste, you can pick up everything, and the taste is all over there. I think this is a pretty delicious burrito. Nice job to Hardee's to add it. Like I said, I probably prefer my biscuits over this, but this is still pretty good. You know, if you want something that's a little easier and convenient to eat in burrito form. I wish, though, that they did have a better sauce to go with this. Like I said, take the sauce from McDonald's burritos and put this on here. It would kick up on level, but just straight up hot sauce isn't really for me. So, in saying that, my overall thoughts on this burrito, it's a pretty solid burrito. As far as rating it goes, I'll give it like an 8.3. That's what this gets from me. Like I said, good stuff. Very solid. Like I said, a better sauce to add to it would definitely kick my score up a bit. But otherwise, it's decent. It's good stuff. If you guys have had this yet, let me know your thoughts on it. I always like to know what other people think, if you guys agree with me or disagree with me. Like I said, I really wish I could have got the peach tea. I'm not huge on peach, but like our peach lemonade is what I was going to get today. You know, I was really looking forward to trying that. Never had peach lemonade before, so that would have been interesting. It's like 7 in the morning, so I definitely didn't want to get a peach shake. But for some reason, they're out of all their peach today, so otherwise, you do got that, and you do have blueberry muffins there. I almost grabbed a blueberry muffin, but I'm kind of traveling. I'm like, I don't feel like reviewing a blueberry muffin today. Maybe I'll save it for another day. Ooh, excuse me. But otherwise, yeah, look at that. Pretty solid. Yeah. Otherwise, it's going to be a beautiful day down here today. It's supposed to be 75 degrees. That's like the hottest day of the year. Awesome, awesome. I'm actually traveling to Marquette, Michigan, to meet up with a buddy there to hang out for the day. It's supposed to be like 59. So why am I leaving this area again? Why don't I stay where it's warm? Over there, they're near Lake Superior, so it kind of cools things off. But still, beautiful area Marquette is. Anyways, plus there's a little bit more than there is here. So, but anyways, enough of that. I'm sure you guys want to get back to your day. If you guys are watching this far in the video, I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Otherwise, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscription button, hit that bell for notifications, and everybody have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.